Clippity clip. Clippity clip.
What up, Clipper Nation? Welcome back to the Clippers Clippity Clip podcast, a podcast where we break down everything about our beloved Clippers. I am your host, Z to the O, Zumoto Rain, and today we're diving into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from last night's game against the Houston Rockets. Let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, let's start with the good, because despite the final score, there were a few bright spots worth mentioning. Terrence Mann had himself a pretty solid night, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He was really hustling on both ends, giving us some much needed energy. Mann's becoming a consistent piece, and honestly, his growth this season has been one of the few things that kept us in close games like these. Another positive was James Harden. James Harden. It wasn't a perfect game, but he managed 19 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. He was creating opportunities, finding his teammates, and trying to get some rhythm going. We can see his potential impact as he gets more comfortable with his lineup. This game didn't go our way, but having Harden's playmaking on the floor is a real asset. Stormin' Norman Powell also chipped in with 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. It wasn't a breakout game, but he was steady, and the game like these consistently is something we need to rely on. Now let's talk about the bad. We didn't have anyone really stepping up as a true scoring threat. We had solid contributions across the board, but no one was able to take over when it needed it. The number says it pretty much. Zubac and Miller combined for only 16 points, 9 rebounds. In games like these, we need our bigs to dominate the paint, but we just didn't see that last night. Dunn and Jones had 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists between them. Those aren't bad numbers, but this feels like a situation where we needed the extra push from our bench to really make an impact. Houston exploited our lack of physicality and capitalized on the boards, and that's something we need to address if we want to contend seriously. And now, for the moment that everybody's waiting for, the downright ugly. The bench production overall was underwhelming. Coffey and Highland combined for 12 points and 3 rebounds and 1 assist, and Brown and Batum together put up 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Simply put, that is not enough if we want to keep a pace with a younger, aggressive team like the Rockets. The lack of chemistry was also a glaring issue. It's like we're watching 5 guys on the floor who still haven't figured out how to communicate and rotate effectively. Houston took advantage of that, finding gaps in our defense and getting easy buckets. We allowed them to control the pace, and our adjustments just weren't there. And finally, we can't ignore the rebounding. If we're not hustling on the boards, we're giving up second chance points, and that was a killer for us tonight. This team has the talent, but right now, we're not putting the pieces together to be competitive against teams that are hungry and ready to fight. So, Clipper Nations, that's the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from last night's game. It's another tough loss, and we know we have a lot of work on. Let's hope this team can find their groove soon and start making a statement. That being said, the add-on notes that I will say right now is at the final quarter, the fourth quarter, Highland, Miller, the third and second squad with Mann, they did everything they could to bring the Clippers down by 3. When the Clippers called timeout, I was assuming Ty Lue was going to put Harden, Zubac, Stormin' Norman back into the rotation. You needed that in that last minute and a half to win the game. Seriously. I don't understand why he didn't put them in, But then again, if he was really frustrated with the first unit and he's trying to teach them a lesson, now is not the time to teach the first unit a lesson about it. The Rockets are a young, hungry squad. In order to win, you got to win these games right now. You can't just lose these games because you're mad at them or they're not listening to you or they're not getting it done on the defensive end. The Rockets are very talented. They're a very talented team. And you cannot sleep against these young kids. I said this time and time again. The Clippers look old. They look old. They're injured prone. Reason why I've been asking the Clippers to rebuild is because we're going to face younger, hungrier talent, especially out in the West. The East, you could tell already. The champions are the Boston Celtics, and that's a young team that won the chip. The 13-0 Cleveland Cavaliers is a young team, and it's from the East. The Warriors figure it out. Mix young and old together. We haven't done that. The Clippers have not done that. The Lakers figure it out. We haven't done that. Steve Ballmer, wake up already. Those glory things about looking for the next superstar, trying to bid for a big superstar to bring more talent over here. We have to create the talent, and Jordan Miller is one of our talent. He showed it. He showed proof that he belongs in the league. Highland showed proof, but he's careless with the ball. We need guys that are going to be hungry, that want to win, that want to win a chip. We do need the veterans like Leonard and Harden, Batum. Zoo is already becoming a young veteran. He still needs to learn the ropes. We got Kai Jones, a young, hungry center that wants to keep playing. We haven't seen Mo Bamba yet. Hopefully we get to see him. But yeah, put your ego aside. And when the Clippers are down by 3 points at the final minute, and your second and third unit is the ones that brought you, that's when you put your first unit in. That's how it is. They say that you're the best coach, the best defensive coach. The same thing like Doc Rivers. But you guys only got one ring to show for it. I don't want one ring to show for it. I want you to bring multiple chips. But I would like you to bring one for the Clippers. So put your egos aside and get to work. That's it. Thanks for tuning in to Clippers Clippity Clip podcast. If you got thoughts on the last night's game, let me know. Until next time, keep the faith. And as always, go Clips.